everybody. Welcome back to Yapcity. It is officially 1 year since I have moved to Los Angeles. Goodbye, California. Hello, LA. It is officially episode 2 of Yapcity. Thank you all for bearing with that grueling month of no episode. I knew damn well I was not going to be posting on a regular basis, so I'm happy I told you I wasn't. Today we're going to be going over what my first year in Los Angeles was like, because this is my therapy session. And you know what? It's been like the longest year of my life, genuinely. I know that sounds a little bit dramatic, but things are just so fast-paced in this city that I feel like just so much is happening all at once, or at least I'm doing so much all of the time, that a lot of things just kind of get overshadowed, and it's a little hard to like slow it down. And I know that sounds like so country boy of me, moving to the big old city, but it's true. Like, I used to have to drive an hour and a half if I wanted to get anywhere or do anything, so moving here and having all of that stuff in like a walkable, reachable distance is something that's been very like healing to my brain, and I'll kind of touch over that later. But I feel like because of that, I haven't really like slowed down to appreciate that I made it a year in Los Angeles. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So I'm going to kind of take some things in chronological order, if that makes sense. Back in March of last year, I lost my job, and within 2 days was just like, okay, let's move to LA. I knew for a long time that one, I wanted to leave that fuck ass company, you know who you are, as well as just get to a bigger city. I didn't know if that meant moving to Raleigh because I was in North Carolina. I really wanted to move to New York City. I love New York City. I still do. Something about it is so appealing. But I decided LA overall because I have family in Orange County, which is like right below LA, as well as the film, YouTube, TV industry, which I work in, is also based in LA. And it was just this giant, like, big move all of a sudden that I decided to do within 2 days, and was just like, okay, fuck it. There's a few other, like, logistical reasons. I had done a lot of the math on it as well. Los Angeles, from where I was living, was a 56% increase of living, which is a lot, but compared to New York City, which is 135%, I definitely thought my odds were better out here, as well as New York City is the #1 worst place to start a new career, which I have a great resume in the career that I was doing at the time, as well as I had a lot of connections, but most of them were LA based. Although I had some really close friends at the time living in New York City, I had a lot of acquaintances out here, and I had a lot of that. So like that was like the logistical reason for moving out here. But then kind of came to the personal reasons, which was like, you know, it's a gay capital, it's nice weather, this, that, the other. Like, I'll kind of get into some more of those later, like I said, but there's a lot of fun little reasons that I moved here. And when moving here last second, it kind of took a moment for me to like really let it all sink in. I put a time limit on myself of 4 years, not in like, I'm going to move away in 4 years, but really I just like, maybe in 4 years I know I'll move to New York City, or maybe in 4 years I'll do this. The reason I put 4 years on it was the 2028 Olympics. That is like a lifetime goal of mine, to go to the Olympics, and if I can be in a city that I know and live in, I'm going to be in it. Trust that. But now that I'm here and been here for a year, it's weird how at home and how fast I felt at home here. A big part of that is I found a really good apartment in a really good area that's walkable with great neighbors. Like, that is something hard to do in Los Angeles. And I don't really see myself anywhere else right now. I don't see myself here forever. That is for sure one thing. But like, I could not move to New York City right now. I really like the spot that I'm in. But also, I don't see myself in any other city. Like Austin, Texas, Dallas, why am I saying 2 Texas cities? Detroit, like Chicago, all of these other cities just don't seem appealing to me. They just don't feel as big and spaced out. Like I was saying earlier, I haven't really stopped and appreciated all like of what this year has brought me, because I feel like it has been a really cool, transformative year, and I have changed 8 times over, unfortunately. But also fortunately in the same way. So here are some non-specific things that have happened to me in the last year. First off, I want to start off by saying I have not gotten a single parking ticket since I've moved to LA that I know of, at least. I don't really know how to check that, but I ain't had nothing on my windshield. People moving to LA, there's always the stereotypes, and one of them is like, oh, parking sucks. I'm like, yeah, it can, but just fucking buckle your shit up and find a spot, girl. Another fun thing that's happened is I casted an Amazon TV show, so that's really cool. Put something on the resume. Would love to be considered for more in the future, but with my current career change, that is not happening. Which leads me to the third thing. I switched careers. I recently became a recruiter. It's a lot like casting. It's more stable and a better paycheck. So I was like, you know what? Let's slow down, because I recently have had some health issues, like a lot of health issues, one of those being a tumor. And I'm like, let me just calm the fuck down. It's not cancerous, don't worry. But, you know, this is where I'm at this current point. I got robbed. It's really funny to look at in hindsight, but they took my favorite bag, my favorite camera, and my wallet. So I had to get all new cards. Someone spent $300. They gave me that shit right back, but that don't matter. I haven't had a driver's license since then. I still technically have one, but like I can't show it to people anymore. If I'm like, I got to use my passport everywhere, which is so aggravating. And then lastly, I turned 26. I'm going to turn 27 in less than a year or half a year now. 27 is the official start of your late 20s, in my opinion. Don't ask me why I think that. Don't ask me my opinions on it either. Thank you. I feel like a lot more has happened in the past year, and I'm gonna like maybe insert a little list like on screen now, but I just can't remember anything. Like genuinely, like what has happened in this past year? I don't know anything that's happening ever. Rather than compare Los Angeles to North Carolina, which like genuinely the county of Los Angeles has more people than the entire state of North Carolina. Don't quote me on that. I'm going to go over a list of things that I like and a list of things that I don't like. So starting out, I love that there is always something to do in this city. Genuinely, there's always something moving, always something going on. I have been to countless concerts. There's the beach. I can go hiking. There's activations, pop-ups, shopping. Girl, we got toy and trinket stores. We did not have those in North Carolina, at least where I was living. I was in conservative Central. Say it with me. Conservative Central. That's just so much fun. I am someone that always has to be doing something and always focusing on something else. And I think that it's just an escape mechanism, but at least I can do it here, you know? One of the highlights of that is like the $5 Tyler the Creator album release concert. Like we all got to like listen to that a day before it came out. That was really cool. Dylan Francis did a private concert on like a little mini farm in Santa Monica, just to like being able to go to the beach for the day and see friends, and always having some excuse to be out of the house is something that I really appreciate because I get bored and I want to do things. Speaking of Santa Monica and just being able to go to the beach, is I love the weather here, but moving into my first dislike is I am a wimp now when it comes to the weather. It hits 65 degrees. Grab that motherfucking jacket. Get me my coat because it is so cold. I'm like, I can't go outside. It's 60 degrees. I can't be standing outside in this weather no more. I'm terrified for the time that I have to go back to North Carolina in winter and I get faced with actual weather. Speaking of which, rain. I miss the rain. I have seen heavy rain once or twice since I've moved here, and it's been recent. There was like a full year almost with no rain, which is just crazy to me. But the weather still has all of those pros. Like I said, you can go to the beach, you can go hiking. Coachella was something that I talked about in episode 1. Whenever I go to music festivals like Bonnaroo, I'm always scared that it's going to rain or it's going to have like weird, like unbearable weather, which the weather was really hot at Coachella this year, but like I'd rather it be hot than raining and muggy outside.
It's so muggy out here.
And while we're on the topic of Santa Monica and negatives, Santa Monica, you shall burn. I have been to most of Los Angeles. Santa Monica included the Valley, Lower Los Angeles, West Side, East Side, Inland Empire, all the way down to OC, and way above, up to like different places like that. Santa Monica has the worst. Let me not say that. Everyone that I have met in Santa Monica, I have not been a big fan of. I don't want to elaborate. They know who they are. It has been some weird experiences and some weird people, especially the ones born and raised there. As well as just like the getting in and out of Santa Monica fucking sucks. The 405, just like that entrance, or not the 405, whatever the fuck that interstate is, just getting in and out of it is like the only place in LA that I have really been like, oh, you're over there? Hell no. And it's not because of the distance, it's because of the traffic and like that one lane. Why is that one interstate always closed down going into Santa Monica and it leads you into that one lane of a full highway of traffic? And then getting out of it, same deal. No lanes are closed. Speed the fuck up, people. I'm tired of being stuck in that traffic whenever I have to go there. It is a 4-hour ordeal getting in and out for no reason. And then that's the other thing is you can tell when someone's not from LA is when they say, oh, I'll meet you in the middle, or like, oh, I'll come pick you up. I get that like you don't want to drive out of your way to take someone home. I won't do it either. Say if like you're here, I'm here, and the bar's over here, I'm going here first. Girl, we can split the 2-part Uber, but I am not going to take you home. But if I am on your way, or like maybe like half a mile out of the way, or 2 miles from you, don't say like, oh, that's so far. Girl, like, grow up. If I wanted to go anywhere, like growing up, if I wanted to go to an Olive Garden, I had to drive 2 hours. Pick up your fucking boots and get to stepping, okay? Traffic here is not as bad as everyone says, at least in my opinion. In North Carolina, if we had this kind of traffic, it means it is at a standstill. It is some kind of construction accident, something that is happening. Here, it's just congestion. Congestion and traffic are not the same thing. People are constantly moving. Yes, it's very aggravating when your ETA keeps going up, but if you're going to be 30 minutes late to something, that is your own fault. You need to expect that shit, and you need to get to moving. There is always a way around it. I just feel like LA has so much to offer, and I know so many people that just don't go outside of their neighborhood because it's going to take them an extra 15 minutes. I'm very lucky to live in a very central place in Hollywood, right off the 101, so I'm able, not me doxing myself, I'm able to kind of get to a lot of place faster. And again, if you're in Santa Monica, it takes a long time to get to downtown. I understand that. Like, I'm not going to judge you for that, but also maybe don't live in Santa Monica if you need to go to downtown often. Or like, I'm just contradicting myself here, but we get the point. But that's another thing, is people don't have to leave their neighborhoods. I feel like there's so many little centralized areas here that have everything that you need. I'm a 3-minute walk from a Target, 5-minute walk from a Ralph's. Again, I'm just doxing myself on the internet right now. If y'all little hunters out there know how to find me, say hello. But living in a walkable neighborhood is, I think, a big reason that I'm okay not living in New York City, is because I genuinely am able to get to everything I need. And it just, being able to walk to a Target and pick up some soap, something about it just scratches that little itch in my stupid little fucking brain. I don't know. And I'm one of the very lucky few that live close to the LA public transit. I can't get many places with it, but I can get to downtown in 25 minutes. I can go to Universal. It's like 2 stops over. Being able to get on the train, and I just love public transit in general, so I do take the bus to WeHo because there's no train routes over there. Just really, like, I don't know. I just really like the idea of living in a walkable city, and that has been something that has been so nice because I have never been able to do that. I also feel like, moving on, I know that I just kind of jumbled a bunch of pros and cons together, but I don't really have a great transition for the next one, so we're just going to move right into it. I feel like the pricing here is not as bad as I expected. It's still much more expensive. I am spending $2,100 a month on rent for a 1-bedroom. Again, I think I have a really great deal, which is sad. My last place in North Carolina was $11.95, so just under $1,200. And I had a 1,400 square foot 2-bedroom, 2-bath. And I genuinely miss having that much space, but I feel like I'm making do here. Other than rent, I feel like groceries I'm paying about the same amount for. That could just be me and my couponing. As well as, like, restaurants, I feel like are kind of the same, as well as just like with the rest of the country moving up in price. I feel like they're just catching up to places like this. And we're not really, again, I'm not, before I get into any, like, really, sorry, just all the lights are off in my house while I film this. I just saw something. Gonna ignore that. I am not an economic crisis fucking funds manager. And as I'm filming this, there are tariffs that are going up and affecting everything. So do not take this into a long-term effect. Okay, I'm just noticing what happened in my first year. My budget has stayed the same when you exclude things like rent. My Wi-Fi budget's the same. My food budget has stayed the same. Going out is more expensive. That is something that I do miss. But also, I was living in a small town where the shots were like $4. I have to know where I was going to move was going to be that cheap, including if I was just moving to a slightly larger city. I was just lucky to be in a college party town. Fast food restaurants are also weirdly more expensive here, but it's just the same food. Restaurants themselves, there's the pricey LA restaurants, but like excluding that, like going to the everyday average restaurant, even like the chain restaurants, I feel like I'm spending the same amount of money. But speaking of like just food and drinking, there is so many options here. In North Carolina, especially the town that I was living in, it's like, oh, you like Mediterranean, shitty sushi, and a Korean barbecue spot every once in a while. That's like the biggest and Indian food. That's like the biggest diversity. I live in Thai Town, like that subsection of Hollywood, East Hollywood area. And it is so nice to like walk over and just get some of the best Asian food I have ever had in my fucking life. Oh, Asian food is so good. But I've also like But like I've been to Little Bangladesh here and K-Town and Koreatown, Chinatown. There's so many subsections of food and drink here that I am just obsessed with, that has really been a huge pro for me since moving here. One thing that I feel like is super expensive here is thrifting, but it's not like real thrifting. Like I'm not like Melrose is not thrifting, people. I get that it's consignment. That is a subset of thrifting, but as a 6'3", 6'4" on the right day, large man, I am a 2XL, 3XL in some shirts. And my pant size is, we're not going to speak about it. I can't find that thing at a consignment store that's meant for the itsy bitsy teeny weeny yellow polka dot bikini bitches. I feel like the Melrose flea market, all of the shops on there, although they have an audience, I am not going to be spending $85 for a thrifted t-shirt. I find pride in running through my little list of things that I have that I know that I want to buy and going and getting my hands dirty. Like I said earlier, strap up them motherfucking boots. I'm going to that damn thrift store. And that is one thing, is the thrift store here's that are thrift stores, they be thrift fucking storing. Don't know what that means, but it is so good. Valley Value, I'm going to dox this one. Valley Value Center, cash only. I have a vlog about it on my Instagram and TikTok. Please go to that place. I find name brands everything. My friend got a Prada purse from there for like $20. I get $10 jeans all of the time. That's where I got all of my Coachella fits for the most part. As well as I found like a Tiffany lamp there for $40. This one's more of like an Inland Empire or OC thing, but Savers. Watching Alexa Sunshine 83 growing up, like going to the Savers. The art there is fantastic. The trinkets there are fantastic. The home goods fantastic. I love to sew. I went to a sewing class last year, another thing that like just LA happens to have, which is awesome. I get a lot of my fabrics from there, as well as just like clothing. It's such a great thrift store. So like please stay, like if you want to actually have fun thrifting, don't go to the Melrose Flea. Don't go to Melrose Markets. Like definitely go to those things and have fun, but like only if you're looking for a very specific going out Coachella Sunny's item, because that's just, you're not like, if you want to actually thrift, go outside of LA proper, go into the Valley, which I know is still LA proper, but you know what I mean. Go into OC, go into the Inland Empire. That's where a lot of the true like thrift stores are going to be. And that's where I have had the most success. And speaking of shopping, I feel like mall culture is a thing in Los Angeles. The Glendale Galleria, Santa Anita Mall. You know what? Fuck it. Century City, the worst parking I've ever fucking seen in my life. Like, all of these things, I don't know why. I think it's just because I grew up in a town without one. I love the mall. I get to go. I do not fuck around about my Pop Mart type shit. I will go to Pop Mart. Over here, y'all know I don't fuck about my Pop Mart. I go hard for them. Being able to go to the mall and like grab a little item makes me feel like I'm living 2000 teenager like vibe of what I wanted. Don't know why. The Glendale Galleria is one of my favorite places on earth. Free parking. Can we get a fucking clap for that? Like, I'm just getting too obsessed. But like Din Tai Fung, don't get me started on the malls here. Mall culture is so back. I also feel like house party culture here is such a thing. I have thrown a few house parties myself. I have a new one coming up with a magician hired. It's gonna be amazing. Let me know if you want to hear about it on Yapcity or if I should vlog it or something. I just love a house party. Being able to go and enjoy a lot of people in a private setting, new people included, is just so much more personal and cheaper that I really love. I went to like one of the number one party schools in the nation on accident, but we had such a house party culture, and it reminds me of a younger time. Reminds me of my teeny bop 20-something years. Like, I don't know why I love a house party. Just so happy that it's here, because I feel like it just like house parties in North Carolina are just like, oh, it's you and your friends at a pregame, or like it's someone's birthday party and they do not like the bars that they live near. And then this leads into one of my cons. I feel like when you're at a house party, their people are so much better than when you're at a bar. And like, yes, obvious, but like a lot of the people, especially the ones born and raised in LA, I know I'm going to catch some heat for this. Most of them are like, they just only care about themselves. And I know like, oh, Alex, like everybody knew that about LA. I just didn't get the shock of the loss of Southern hospitality, of like how much that was like really a thing in North Carolina. I know that like Southern hospitality is a thing, but like I'll smile at somebody and they'll roll their eyes. I'm like, hi. Don't piss me off. I'm over here smiling at you, and you're gonna get an attitude with me? Okay. I'll let people merge, and then they get mad that I don't let them merge fast enough. I am letting you merge in the fucking traffic right now. Grow up. I was at a concert and I said, oh, excuse me. We are in the back of the crowd. I know when to stop. Like I said, I am a big backed bodied bitch. I'm not going all the way up to the front because one, people are going to get mad that I'm blocking them, and two, I can't fit. When that crowd gets condensed, I can't go through. I'll be at the back of the crowd being like, excuse me, just walking through. But if I push right through, they're like, oh, sorry. Like, make that make sense. It happens at the bar too. 4100, love you to death. But like, why are we so compact back there? My neighbor is right there, and I really don't want them to hear me, so I'm just going to be whispering into the mic while we wait. You can't hear it, but it is like a janitor right now going through their 8,000 keys to get into the boiler room. What are you doing? It sounds like someone is clanking a metal mug up against a 1920s prison jail cell. Oh yeah, like just people born and raised LA just seem to piss me off a lot. And there's many ways to that. They just have, I'm not going to elaborate. Some of them, the most of my experience with them are people I've been on dates on, which speaking of dates, I've been able to go on queer dates. I'm a gay man, okay? Sorry to my family members if you just found that out, but I'm a gay man, and it's been nice to like genuinely go on dates and like meet people authentically and just not have to like worry about that kind of stuff. It's been very healing for my mental health of it all, because in North Carolina, like, one, I ain't holding your fucking hand in public. What if the MAGAs see me? Like, I mean, they're still here too, but like, who cares? It's Los Angeles. You expect that shit here. Going on like a date here is just like been very nice. Mom, don't ask me about no questions if you're watching this. Do not ask me no questions. Do you got me? Without knowing it, I went over all my bullet points. This was all my notes for today. Yeah, living in Los Angeles has been a lot of fun. I am excited to see what happens during year 2. I'm going to turn 27, like I said earlier. Just started a new career on yesterday, one day ago. And I feel like a lot of different things are going to be happening in this next year. I'm about to go out of town for 2 weeks. It's going to be the first time that I've left Los Angeles since I've moved here, other than like, you know, an hour and a half drive, 2 hours away drive to go to Coachella or a video shoot. It's been very centralized here. This is the longest I've ever stayed in one place. But it's also just like, I haven't had a problem with it, which is the first time. Like, usually I'm like itching to go somewhere, which I still am, but like, now I'm like, oh, let's plan this instead of a last minute, like, I need to get the fuck up out of here. Yeah, year 2 is going to be great. Leave any of your first impressions of LA if you live there. And if not, tell me what you think LA is like, because this was my experience. Again, I said a whole lot of nothing this episode and just contradicted myself the entire time. But you know what? That's how the cookie crumbles. I have a lot of fun ideas for Yapcity and what I want to do next, as well as with me having a new job and like actual free time and not working 24/7. I have a lot of things that I kind of want to do creative and start to explore that part of my mind, because for the past few years, I've been making content and working in production for YouTubers and influencers and just general TV and stuff. All of my creative energy has been going somewhere else. So I think I'm going to have an episode about that soon, but also just expect some more from me. I'm excited to get back into it. I've been doing The Artist Way. That's what episode 3 is going to be about, I think. Don't quote me on that. But we'll see what holds next. Thank you for 1 year in Los Angeles. If you're any of my friends watching this, I love you all. And see you next episode.